Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time of the day it is that you find yourself in. Hello to you and welcome again to my YouTube channel. We are going to talk about how to keep it spicy. I am going to refer to my personal relationship. I'm going to talk about how I keep my relationship spicy, how I keep the fire burning. Well, if you must know, we have a lot of fun in our relationship. Have fun. We've got a lot of fun. We don't keep it. Yes, of course, it's a serious relationship. I mean, it's what's more serious than marriage? It's the most serious relationship there is. But we keep it fun. We play around. We're like clowns in this house. We're not too serious about life. I mean, when we meet after a long day of work, we just play around, we dance around, we remember our childhood days, and we're just fun. We just have fun. Sometimes what we do is when he's too lazy to do a certain task that he's supposed to do, if I'm too lazy to do a certain task that I'm supposed to do, we play a game and the loser gets to do the task. We just love to have fun and we come up with games. We're very creative with games. We try to just come up with games and just to be fun. We don't even care about how old we are or how young we are. We just love to have a circus in this house, okay? We love to have fun. That helps to keep the relationship spicy. Another thing is I do not hide who I am, okay? By that I mean he knows my bad side, he knows my good side. So wherever we go, whenever we go, and I'm faced with a situation, whether bad or good, he should know, or he should rather expect the way I'm going to react. If, for instance, I'm faced with a bad situation and I react in a negative way, he already knows how I am and how I act, and so that doesn't surprise him much, and so he doesn't put too much strain on our relationship, and that's how you keep the fire burning when there's not too much strain in the relationship. I speak his language. Okay, so I married someone from Zimbabwe. I'm Namibian, born and raised, have Namibian blood. But I married someone from Zimbabwe, and I remember living in Zim a couple of years ago, and so I learned their language. But when I moved back to Namibia, I never really let it stay in my system. And so when I met him, I tried to show interest in his language and his culture. So I tried to get really involved. Sometimes I speak to him in his language. I speak Shona, by the way. So that makes him more attracted to me. It keeps the fire alive. It just makes him feel some kind of way, and so it just adds that extra spice into the relationship. They like language when we are around people, but I'm gonna talk about that towards the end of the video. It's not gossip when you do it with your spouse. Another thing is I cook. I love to cook. I'm passionate about cooking, and I cook the way he wants the food to be cooked. I don't impose my own ideas onto him. I appreciate how he loves his food, and I cook that way. You don't need a lot of ingredients. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of spices or anything of that. You just need spice in your relationship. But what I'm trying to say is you don't need a lot. All you need to do is be passionate when you cook. I could be cooking pap and meat, and he would love it because I put my heart and my soul into it. When he loves it, he appreciates it. And when he expresses his appreciation for my cooking, I appreciate that. And I love him and he loves me. And then there's just fire all over the place. Another thing is the bedroom stuff are never off limits, okay? I do not complain about it. When it's time for bedroom stuff, it's time for bedroom stuff. I do not complain. I let it be, and we do the things that make the things to be done. I know I've only been married for a year, but it's been great, it's been blissful, and so I thought, why not share? Don't have negative emotions towards whatever happens in the bedroom, because we all know that's a me. Another thing is I support this man like I'm all he's got. You know why? We're more inclined to be drawn to those who support us the most, and so when he feels supported, he's drawn to me. And why wouldn't I want him to be drawn to me? And when he's drawn to me, I'm drawn to him. And then there's fire all over the place. And then the whole relationship is full of fire and full of spices. And it's just amazing, like it should be. Another thing is I love being random, right? So I like random surprises. I don't always make him feel like I'm predictable in that sense. I know I spoke about him knowing me, and so like how I react to situations, he should be able to know how I react. But this is different. This is being random with good surprises, okay? So like when he comes from work, I surprise him with a random foot massage, or he surprises me with one, or I just do things, or sometimes he buys me, even if it's like a little sweet of my favorite flavor, my favorite type, and he buys it for me. Like, it's got so much value, just the thought of surprising you randomly, or even just random text messages during the day. Sometimes he'd call just randomly and he'd say, oh yeah, I just called to say I love you. And when I appreciate it, I am drawn to him, and so there's more fire. While we're on being random, I do this where I randomly give him words of encouragement. Like, a good example is just recently, he was really stressed out about a certain situation, and so he was writing notes in his diary. And it wasn't an important diary, it's just one of those diaries where you write notes in. And so I took a pen, and he didn't even know what I was doing, and I wrote words of encouragement in that same diary. And so I said, you are great, you are a great man, you're a great husband, you are such a beautiful provider for our family, you do so much for us, we appreciate you, we love you, I love you, you're the best husband, you make my life beautiful, like all those things. And it makes him feel good. So when he feels good, I feel good. And so we both have these positive feelings and emotions, and we are more attracted to one another, and we stay in love, and we're more in love, and then it's just fire again all over the place. So yeah, it's something that I really like to do. Doesn't take a lot of time, 5 minutes to just say good words. I don't say negative things about him or to him that may break him down. Even when I am angry, I always remember and always have that respect, and he as well. Like, we have this respect for one another, where even if we do get really angry, and you know, when you're angry, you can't control yourself, but when you meditate on it so much that you want to be a positive person in this person's life, it allows your subconscious mind to understand that and to bring that out. So when you are angry, you don't really get to the point of saying nasty things to this person, or things that break the person down. Yes, you are angry, and you can say things that can show your level or your extent of anger. But when you know deep down in your heart that you are here to build this person, or not to build this person, to add positive energy to this person's life, you will not say certain things that may really break this person down. And you know, men have an ego, so I try to really be the person that says positive things. I'm supportive of his dreams, I'm supportive of him as a person. I always tell him, you are enough, what you do is enough. I don't demand too much from him. I don't have unrealistic expectations of one another. So I dress the way he wants me to dress, okay? I love to look attractive when we go out in public, when he takes me out on a date, or when we go shopping at the mall, or whatever it is that we do when it's out in public. I really love to make him feel like he's got the most beautiful girl in the world. There was this time where we were at one of the shopping malls, and so this random guy comes up to him. Actually, like, I was holding his hand, and so this random guy comes up to him and he's like, man, sir, you're the luckiest guy on the planet. Look, that made him feel, of course he didn't show it at the time, he's like, yeah, who's this guy, but it made him feel so good, and it made him feel so more attracted to me, and he showed his attraction towards me, and I was more attracted to him. And then it's just fire again all over the place. Keep the fire burning. Another thing is, we don't really care about being stuck at home anymore. We don't care about the curfews, about the lockdowns. Of course we care about the pandemic, it's a serious pandemic. Be safe, wear your mask, social distance. But is that a word? Social distance. Keep your distance. Practice social distancing. That's what I wanted to say. So we don't really care about being stuck at home. We just make our home fun. We are fun. We hang out together. We're like two best friends that just love each other's company. And that's what's important. Don't be too serious all the time. Yes, you're a grown-up. Yes, you're married now. Yes, people need to respect you now because you're in a much serious relationship and all that, and you got kids and all that. But you lose yourself. Each and every one of us have like a little child in us that just wants to be free and wild and laugh and have fun. So do that. Just be free. And don't get me wrong, it's not that we don't have any issues or that we don't have any challenges. We face a lot of challenges in our first year of marriage. That's a topic for another day. But we always find the silver lining. Like, we always laugh about it. We always laugh about the worst situations. And that's what keeps the fire burning, because when you stress less, when you find the silver... pardon me, guys. So when you find the silver... So when you find the silver lining in every situation, it keeps the stress levels down. And when the stress levels are down, there's more time to be in love. And those feelings of love come up again. And you have more time for each other, more time for romance. Because let's face it, when you're stressed, nobody's got time to be loving up on anybody. Like, just keep the stress levels down by finding the silver lining in every situation. That's what we do. We find the joke in everything. We laugh about everything. Of course, there are serious matters that we handle and that we tackle. But at the end of the day, it's so important to realize that sometimes life isn't that serious. And sometimes it's okay to just have a ball and have a blast and create your own happiness in your home. Because especially like this year, like, we spend most of our time at home. And it's important that where you spend your most time in or at, that's where you have a happy, safe, peaceful environment. And if that is at home, why not create it? Another thing is, we really are not afraid to be naughty together. By naughty, being mischievous. Have you ever noticed how, like, as you grow in life, you find that you have created the most intense bonds with the people that you've been mischievous with? Yeah, and I realized it's so important to not be afraid to just be naughty once in a while. I mean, skip that meeting, skip those responsibilities that you may have, and go have an ice cream or a milkshake. Like, do that stuff. Just be a little bit wild. Just be a little bit free. Just be free-spirited, and don't be too rigid and too tense. Like, it takes away from allowing yourself to experience the joys of a relationship and the joys of being with someone that is your best friend. It's so beautiful to be in love and to be playful at the same time by dealing with serious matters. It's just a beautiful feeling to know that every part of your day can be filled with fun and laughter. Yes, dealing with the seriousness at work or even in your relationship, family issues and all that. But at the end of the day, knowing that you can go to bed while you have laughed, you have had fun, you've experienced the fun side. We don't allow ourselves to get consumed with all the negative energy that's going around the world. We just laugh. Like, when he gets stressed at work, I try my best to make sure that this guy laughs and he has a ball and he has the time of his life. He eats whatever he wants to eat. He has his favorite food. I don't complain too much. Another thing is, I used to be somebody who complained a lot, even like growing up. I'm a last born, so hashtag last born tendencies. It's a thing, but it's not a thing, but it's a thing. And so I complain a lot when I don't get my way. But like, being in a relationship made me realize, or being married made me realize, that it's not always about me. It's not always about my way. And that's okay. I've learned to not complain, and when I don't complain, sometimes I even get my way, because then there's this freshness of energy, and when you're happy, he wants to make you more happy, and when he's happy, you want to make him more happy. And so that happens when there's not too many complaints and not too much of the nagging going on, where you just embrace each other, just love each other, just live in the moment. That's what I wanted to get at. Live in the moment. Don't be too concerned about what's happening around you right now. Live in the moment with your person, and you'll get the best results out of it. That's how the fire will keep burning. My husband is like my best friend, and yes, we do fight, but it's how you come back from it. And we have a ball, and we have this great friendship where we don't expect too much from each other. We're so understanding. He understands when I'm too tired or too exhausted to do what I need to do as a wife, and I understand when he's too tired to do what he needs to do as a husband. we don't put too much pressure on one another. And when you don't put too much pressure on one another, it allows you as individuals to flourish. It allows you to be free, and when you're free, you get to experience the feelings that shouldn't be suppressed, the feelings of love, the feelings of joy, the feelings of peace, of calmness. You get to experience all that, because when you put too much pressure on your partner, it just strains them, it adds more stress. And let's face it, again, when there's more stress, there's no time for loving. Like nobody feels like loving up on anybody when you're filled with stress and frustration. So again, I love this phrase, the ray of sunshine. Be the ray of sunshine. I like to think of myself as the ray of sunshine in my husband's life, and I do know that he is the ray of sunshine in my life, because he's the one person that brings me ultimate joy. So fight to have that joy, fight to have that peace, because that's what keeps the relationship on fire. I hope you enjoyed this. Please do give it a thumbs up. Please do comment as well, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Thank you to those who have subscribed. Thank you again for watching this video, and stay tuned for more.